Welcome back to the Dividend Diplomats YouTube channel, everyone. Lanny, Bert, the Dividend Diplomats. We have a triple threat match here where we're going to talk about 3 dividend stocks that are entering the ring to see which one comes out on top.
But Bert, before we do, we got to make sure every one of you hits that like button. Let's take it to the top. Let's take the Dividend Diplomats to the next level. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Bert the Hurt has got 3 solid dividend stocks he wants to dive into. It's a triple threat match. It's 1 versus 1 versus 1 versus the great one. If you smell what the Dividend Diplomats are cooking. So Bert, what industry and what 3 stocks are we looking into right now?
That's absolutely right, Lanny. We are going to jump into the beverage and snacking industry there. We are going to have 2 titans of the industry competing head to head, and that third company is the up and comer, a recent merger that has a dominant player in a sector that the other 2 are missing. So we're going to find out which one of them comes out on top. Entrant number 1. Oh yeah, Lanny, you got Pepsi, ticker symbol PEP. Our newest top 5 foundation stock, which, yes, we talked about in that 10,000 subscriber video where Lanny Hogan and Macho Bert competed head to head to talk about Pepsi there. Lanny, who is the second?
Oh, you listen up, brother. We're going to take it to the ring right now. You know, we're looking at the Dividend Diplomat stock screener. We're going to focus on 3 Dividend Diplomat stock metrics: the price to earnings ratio, the dividend payout ratio, dividend growth rate. Last but not least, we're going to lop in that bonus metric, the dividend yield, Jack. Now, Bert, entering the ring, we've got you. We know we've got Coke, ticker symbol KO. We're going to talk about Pepsi, ticker symbol PEP. But Bert, the hidden member to this triple threat match, you hear it? Keurig Dr Pepper, KDP.
That's absolutely right there, Lanny. We're going to compare Pepsi, Coke, and Keurig Dr Pepper to see which soft drink, soft beverage, whatever you want to call it, company comes out on top after we run them through the stock screener, which you went through. Lanny, we're excited because this is an industry that is found in every grocery store, found in every online retailer, every home, every vending machine, every stadium, every restaurant is going to have one of these 3 companies' products in there that they are serving people. So they're everywhere, and that's the kind of stocks that we like.
It's probably in your stocking behind you, for all we know.
It is not, but maybe Santa will bring it before. Maybe Santa, we have 3 stockings next to each other. We'll put a Pepsi in one, Coke in the other, and then Dr. Pepper can in the other one.
All right, Bert. So it is here. It is December 7th. Here on a Tuesday night, we're filming. We're trying to give the viewers these 3 dividend stocks. We're going to push them through the metrics. So, Bert, what was Pepsi looking like? What was this iconic branded company that owns Gatorade, Pepsi, and the like?
All right. Pepsi, their final price as of the close was $166.23. Their forward earnings, $6.24. That gives you a PE ratio of 26.64. So definitely a lot higher than the PE ratios the companies have been on our watch list recently. It is pretty in line with the market, which has rebounded after it kind of came down over the last few weeks. The S&P 500 is almost back at 4,700 once again after it had a nice.
Why?
I know. Right when everyone gets excited, starts talking about the market crash that comes, it just seems to take the U-turn and go right back up.
Come on, come back down, market. I want to buy some stocks on sale this week. Come on, man. But all right, so Pepsi's first metric, price to earnings ratio of 26, right there with the market. That second metric, though, Bert, the payout ratio. They're actually over the 60% threshold that we like. They pay a dividend of what, $4.30, obviously spread over 4 quarters. But that payout ratio is 69%, man.
Yeah, no, I know it's a little higher than what we like in the 60, over that 60% metric, but really it's still got a lot of room to go before 100%. We use 60 because we want companies that have plenty of room to keep growing that dividend into the future. Eventually we do keep an eye on it, because the higher the percentage, the more likely it is that if earnings don't grow, the company can't continue growing the dividend, because you cannot pay a larger dividend than your earnings in the long run. So
Can't. Oh, you can't. We've been burnt there before. Sometimes I have called it in the past, Bert. You know the truth to that. Now, Bert, I want you to talk about the dividend growth history, though, of PepsiCo. PE.
sure. Yeah, their 5-year dividend growth rate is 7.53%, and they are on the verge of becoming a dividend king, a company that has increased its dividend for 50 consecutive years. They've announced a dividend increase for 49 years. So come, what is it? When do they do it, Lanny? Is it April, second quarter that they usually do it? Or no, they announce it in February, I think, for the full year.
That's it early, and then it takes a while for the payments to catch up.
That's right. So come first quarter, they should announce their dividend kingdom by announcing that 50th consecutive increase. And lastly, that bonus metric, the dividend yield, their yield is currently about 2.6%, which is well above the S&P 500. So, hey,
Pretty nice stocks. To summarize, PE ratio of 26, payout ratio of 69%, 49 years, going on dividend king status of increasing that dividend at an average rate of over 7%. The yield is at 2.6%, not bad. Now, you've had some pretty decent appreciation, over 15% year to date, not too shabby. Overall, pretty good stock for Pepsi. But Bert,
yep.
that second guy, that KO, the knockout, Coca-Cola, the KO stock.
So I think you should take this one through here, Landy, because to compare it to Pepsi, what they own, obviously your Coke, your Sprite, your Powerade, they own which water is it? I can also remember. I can never remember.
Aha.
That's right. They have vitamin water too, Schweppes, all the good stuff as well. So interesting portfolio. So Lanny, why don't you take us through the metrics here for Coke, that first one?
But they don't have the snack brand that Pepsi has. But
that's right.
Coke does own Fairlife milk, which kind of is a little interesting product there. But Coke, as of the close of business on December 7th, they were trading at $55.21. Now, analysts are expecting $2.43 in forward earnings. So that price to earnings ratio also on the higher side, lower than Pepsi, but is at 22.72, times, they're trading at 22.7 times earnings right now. So
cheaper than Pepsi. Still not overall that cheap though, is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, Bert, how does at least the payout ratio stack up against Pepsi?
All right, their annual dividend is $1.68. That gives you a payout ratio of right in line with Pepsi, 69.14%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Well, what about dividend growth, though?
All right, dividend growth here. Not as great as Pepsi, that is for sure. That has been Coke's MO or KO, if we're going to go with the ticker when you're comparing the two. Their 5-year dividend growth rate is 3.72%.
Coke.
They are a dividend king, though. They've increased their dividend for 58 consecutive years.
You know what, Warren Buffett, you own KO, you own Coke stock, you love Coke products. Your dividend growth is only 3.72%. What's going on here?
All right, and then that bonus metric, the dividend yield for Coke, they are yielding over 3%. That is a nice little advantage there. So they yield a 3.04%. Interesting. So to summarize them, 22.72 P ratio, payout ratio 69%, 5-year dividend growth rate of 3.72%. Increase that dividend for 58 plus years in a 3% yield. Performance wise, Lanny, take it away. What have they done compared to Pepsi?
Only with Pepsi going up 15% year to date, Coke is not even up 5% year to date. So they're kind of lagging the market. That could be based on just growth expectations for Coke. Obviously, you have a lower dividend growth rate, slower EPS growth. But hey, are you getting paid a little bit more? Sure. But Warren Buffett owns this stock. So there's got to be a reason why he loves it. Obviously, it's a consistent operating cash flow entity. Good company, great company. I'll say this for all the investors out there, beginning investors that are just starting out looking to buy a stock. Coca-Cola is a great stock to buy for your first portfolio, one of your first stocks. It's a great brand. They're not going anywhere.
That's exactly right. So, all right, we've gone through Pepsi now. We've gone through Coke. Let's go to KDP here. Let's check out Keurig Dr Pepper. Let's take a quick stroll through some of their brands because this is what makes it very interesting. For a while, it was Dr Pepper as its own entity, merged with Snapple. Dr Pepper Snapple was the old ticker, DPS, I believe, and then Dr Pepper Snapple merged with Keurig. So now it is Keurig Dr Pepper. So that is the new entity there. And shocker, everybody, Keurig coffee, Dr Pepper beverages. So let's go through some of their brands. They have a huge coffee.
Finkel, Einhorn, Finkel.
Coffee brands, Wild, Green Mountain Coffee, Donut Shop Coffee for all those K-Cups, Pete's Coffee, Caribou Coffee. Do they even have Caribou Coffee shops anymore? I think that's in
You can get K-Cups.
yeah, K-Cups, but I think the stores are gone. They have the
They
license.
said, hey, let's make money instead of lose it.
It's good philosophy. Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme, Kahlua, Panera. So
Brett, I know when you get that Krispy Kreme, you like to just shove your fist through that Krispy Kreme, cream stick. So that's just right up your alley.
is that what people do, Lanny? Is that what it is?
You wear that Krispy Kreme on your arm.
I don't know how many Krispy Kremes you had before you started filming this. You must be on that sugar high right now. So, all right, into the soft drink area. Dr. Pepper, 7-Up, A&W, Canada, Sunkist, Tahitian Treat, RC Cola. I had an RC Cola for the first time in 20 years, and it was awful.
You know what your favorite drink is? Squirt. They got Squirt for Bert.
They do have it in there. They have Big Red, too.
Guys, you're listening to this video. Let me hear you comment. Squirt for Bert.
All right. Whatever you say. They have Deja Blue Water and Evian. So let's go into the metrics here because I don't know what Lanny is going through right now. Their first metric, their current price, $34.93, EPS 170, PE ratio of 20.55.
So the lower of the PE ratios against Pepsi and Coke for the first metric here. Great sign. That's all I have to say right now. But going to that second dividend stock metric, we actually have an even better sign. They pay a 75-cent, annualized dividend. And based on that forward EPS of $1.70, that dividend payout ratio is actually only 44%. So Bert, that means to me, fairly safe dividend, but possibly future better dividend growth.
Yeah, that's right. Their dividend growth, their history is obviously a little new as the new companies. They've increased it 1 year since the entities merged. There wasn't a ton of dividend growth going before that. The dividend was stagnant for several years. So we'll see what comes up. Obviously, it takes a while to become dividend kings like Pepsi will next year and Coke already is. So got a while to go. They got 49 more years of dividend growth to get there.
I will say after the pandemic, that dividend growth announced earlier this year was 25%.
There it is. So yeah, there.
So, just want to make sure everybody knows that.
Yeah, their dividend yield going into that bonus metric is 2.15%. So hey, to summarize, PE ratio 20.55, payout ratio 44%, dividend growth. We'll see what comes out of that, and their dividend yield is 2.15%.
One thing I will take note of, because again, Keurig Dr Pepper with that coffee, stronghold that they have, I have noticed, and Brett, I want to hear your thoughts too. I have noticed higher coffee prices in store. I just have. Everything's more expensive right now. So inflation, when they have higher costs, guess where those costs are being passed on to us?
Yep,
the consumer. So would you say these are pretty good inflation-proof stocks?
Yeah, no, I think so. And I think that's why a lot of people buy them. That's probably why Buffett has Coke in his portfolio and a lot of people flock to them and why the PE ratios are higher for them versus some of the other ones in the market.
As Cactus Jack would say, bang, bang. Now, pretty interesting brand portfolio amongst all three. Pepsi has, the food and drink. Coke is kind of just, hey, we're focused on beverages. And then you've got KDP, who's got the whole boat of beverages. Bert, based on all three, as we'll show the metrics, again, Pepsi has the higher P ratio out of all three. KDP has the lowest. The payout ratio, KDP has the lowest. Pepsi has the highest dividend yield, but Coca-Cola, Coke, by 1 year has the longest dividend growth streak. Coke lags the market out of all three of them. Out of these three, if there's one that you would pick, which stock here do you like better?
I don't know. It's interesting. It's interesting going through this. I mean, if you're talking from pure value perspective, I don't think you can say Pepsi is the best value right now. I love the company of Pepsi. I'm happy I own them. They're one of our foundation. They're just not the cheapest. So if you're talking about a value perspective, it's not going to be Pepsi. Coke is actually kind of interesting at these levels. A yield of over 3%. If their PE ratio ever hit 20, which would bring the price down to what, 48.60-ish, that would be, I would probably jump right in and buy some Coke. That's a long way to go, but them
sounds terrible. Say that sentence again.
What? What's that?
If it went down to $48, you would buy some Coke.
Yeah, hey, I would buy some shares of Coke. And then obviously the Keurig Dr Pepper. It's interesting. I don't know. Lowest ratio probably for a reason, because they still have a lot to prove in the sector, and they're not quite the history of Coke and Pepsi.
Pretty good work at home stock because of all the K cups that are being used. I mean,
what do you think?
I'm troubled as well. I love Pepsi, great stock. If you had $1,000, which you could do, again, do your own research, but if you had $1,000, you could put 250 into KDP. You could put, I don't know, 350 into Pepsi, and you could put 400 in Coke.
You could, yeah. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to. You can. None of them are bad companies. It's a great point. They're inflation-proof, they're recession-proof companies. So I think, hey, these are the ones that you want in your long-term portfolio. It's just a matter of which one you like, and you could make arguments for any one of them, truth be told. So.
And kind of like what you do, Bert, with you and your wife, you buy Johnson & Johnson every Monday. You buy that stock every single Monday. You could pick one of these and buy that stock every single Monday. More on the Pepsi or Coke side, because dividend aristocrats, kings. I mean,
Coke's interesting too. I keep going back to that. A 3% yield for Coke, it's not bad, but we'll continue.
I don't know how large your Pepsi position is, but maybe that could be the next one that you do a weekly Monday morning, $55.
Yep. All right, everyone. You've heard us talk about the companies. You've heard us deliberate. What do you think of the three companies? What do you think of Pepsi, Coke, and Dr. Pepper? Let us know in the comment section. And hey, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. Let us know if there are any other companies you want to run through the ring competing head to head. Let us know. We'll add them to the list.
Guys, that was Bertha, Hurt, and Lanny from the Dividend Diplomats. We hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely let us know if you did. That was us. Over and out.